Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. How is everyone doing? I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to be playing Escape Tales: The Awakening. So we finished this game last time, but there's still a whole bunch of achievements that we haven't unlocked. So I wanted to try and see if we can make some different choices and possibly get a different ending. Now, unfortunately, we have to start all over because there's no like choose your chapter feature in this game. So we will just be starting a new game and trying some different options, and hopefully we can still remember most of the puzzle answers. So, or at least figure them out without too much difficulty. So let's go ahead and get a quick intro, and then let's hop on in. So here we go. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today, we're playing Escape Tales: The Awakening, and in today's episode, we're going to try and see if we can get us a different path along our journey. We finished the game, but now we want to see what other options there are. How will our choices affect the outcome? Can we have a better ending than what we had last time? Well, without further ado, let's hop in and find out. Alright, so here we go. We press the big new game button. Here we go. Your name is Samuel and you're 35 years old. 5 years ago, your wife Jennifer died, leaving you alone with your daughter Lizzie. It took you a while to accept Jen's passing. Your only source of optimism has been the idea that nothing worse could happen. You are wrong. 2 months ago, Lizzie began to feel chronic fatigue. And would fall asleep everywhere. You quickly took her to a doctor. According to the specialist, your daughter was completely healthy. However, her condition worsened. As you prepared to head home, Lizzie lost consciousness and fell into a deep coma. You spent every day by her bed, waiting for her condition to improve. All in vain. The doctor seemed helpless, and you decided to look for help elsewhere. You found a similar case in an old newspaper, a teenage boy in a coma for over 5 months before he suddenly woke. You decide to contact the boy's father, Mark, hoping to learn something more. So he's going to tell us about the ritual, right? Mark invites you to his home. He tells you about his son's condition, insisting that his recovery was just a miracle. You feel that Mark is not being completely honest with you. You tell him how you lost your wife and how scared you are to also lose your daughter. Your words make Mark break. I did something, but I don't know if it will change anything in your case, he says hesitantly. He takes an old leather-bound book out of the desk drawer. When my son's condition was hopeless, I used this to carry out a ritual. I'll give you the book, but you have to be prepared. Awaking my son had a very high price, he adds quietly. You try to get some more information out of him, but Mark doesn't want to continue. You think you can see fear in his eyes. You take the book from him and you start to read. The described ritual of awakening allows one to travel where lost human souls go. Another dimension, its inhabitants called the Keepers. They shape the world according to their own liking, feeding on or releasing old human memories. A week later, you visit Lizzie in the hospital. Her motionless, pale face brings to mind the worst. Her heart is still beating, but your daughter's condition is getting worse. She seems to be passing. You softly kiss her forehead and head towards the exit. You don't have a choice. You have to use the book to try and save Lizzie with its help. Ready to do everything to make Lizzie better, you quickly reach your house in the suburbs. Quickly, you go to the basement and open the book. You'll need a lot of space, silence, and several items for the ritual. You turn more pages of the book. You will need a few things for the ritual. Something to draw a circle on the floor, candles, and an item of great importance to the person you want to find. The first two things are not a problem for you. The chalk should be somewhere around the desk. The candle should be in the safe. But the last item, what would Lizzie have that's so important to her? You take the book. Okay, so we remember this room, right? So we know we can use this. The tool board has always played a double role. It not only helps you keep your basement in order, but sometimes you also used it to encrypt information. You look at it for a while. The tools are not arranged in the way you would expect. You clearly had a reason to arrange them this way. All right, so let's see if we can get the other two items that we need for it. I'm trying to remember. I think it was this wall, right? Oh, no, this has the key. You raise your head and see the key to the drawer hooked high up against the ceiling. You can't reach it by hand. Your attention goes towards the tools on the wall. Unfortunately, the collection's incomplete. You yourself have hidden a lot of the tools from Lizzie, afraid the girl could hurt herself. You don't see anything that could help you get the key. But we've got the tools now. Now, these 3 pieces, we could go ahead and do Lizzie's puzzle. So let's do that. The wooden chest with Lizzie's toys hasn't been opened in years. Right next to it, you see one of her fancy puzzles. Clever girl, that's probably the way she hid the code to her treasures. You pull on the padlock, but you can't open it. You have to find another way. Alright, so let's grab the other item. So it's this one. Spring puzzle. This is how Lizzie called this riddle. It took her a lot of effort to make it. You wanted to wipe it off the floor for a couple of times, but your daughter would never let you. For some reason, this riddle was important to her. Okay, and then we'll get the other one, which is this one. Lizzie loved word problems. In the past, when you both went to the basement to work on the workshop, she would run around the room and torment you with ever new charades. One of them that you could never solve is still decorating your basement wall. Okay, so now we read the poem, which is with red body and face so black. So red body and face so black, that's the ladybugs this time, not a fly. Fly around with some dots on my back. Okay, so we can see that's going to be the first one because the text is in white and there are 2 ladybugs. So the first number is going to be 2. All right. The second one is yellow and the third one is blue. So I'm out in the wild and the breeze is mild. I see something black and white. Oh, what an amazing sight. That's the zebras, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 is the second code, or the second number of the code. The third one is, let's see, I grow in the desert and I need little rain. If you come too close, I might cause you pain. That's the cacti. So that should be 3, right? So it should be 2, 4, 3. Let's see. It is. Awesome. Now we actually know how to play this game. You press the proper combination, you release the padlock. The chest contains Lizzie's favorite childhood toys. The girl was emotionally attached to each of them. She barely ever allowed grown-ups to touch her things. All the more, you're not sure which item you should choose. The figure that the object with the most meaning to Lizzie is. Now, last time we chose Mr. Cuddly. What if we choose the crayon? Because obviously she loved art. You reach for Lizzie's favorite crayon. We got a new achievement now. The girl used it to draw her first picture, which you accidentally destroyed by spilling some juice. You still remember the girl's tears and her angry look. You have never seen your daughter so upset. To appease her, you bought her a whole set of crayons, but she always preferred to draw pictures with this one crayon. Okay, so we now have that. I think the other piece we need to the tool puzzle is maybe right here. You can see chalk written equations on the wall. It's your own handwriting, so you had to use this code to hide something from Lizzie. You smile under your nose. Your daughter stopped having problems with math at school when you entered numbers into her puzzles. Okay, we're still missing one more item, so we're gonna have to meditate. The preparations for the ritual drag on, and you slowly become frustrated, but you can't give up. All right, so we need to focus more. Now, where is the other item? Was it here? It might have been in the mirror. Let's go ahead and look. A masterfully made mirror standing in the corner of the room has long been covered with dust. You have a vague memory of dragging it to the basement shortly after the death of your wife. She liked to look at herself in it and you couldn't bring yourself to throw it out. Okay, so that wasn't it. Where is the other piece of our puzzle? It's not that, surely, right? Well, let's look at the... Well, let's go ahead and look at the desk, actually, because that's going to help us with another puzzle. You flip through all the objects on Lizzie's old desk, but you do not find any chalk among them. Then you notice one of the desk drawers is locked with a padlock. Maybe that's where the chalk box is. Yeah, so I don't think we have the thing we need yet to open that. We need a post. Is this it? Let's look here. Yeah, that's it. Next to the basement door, you see a long rod. It used to be the leg of your decorative table in your living room, which you destroyed in fury when you learned about your wife's death. You never managed to fix it. You wonder what you could use it for. Okay, so we can use that now to get the key. So we'll get the key. You use the metal bar to drop the key hanging from the ceiling. You manage to do it on the first go. You pick up the brass key and immediately recognize it. It's the key to the drawer of Lizzie's desk. Alright, now that we have that, we can open it to get the chalk. So, let's go ahead and do that. You open the locked drawer with the acquired key. As you suspected, inside is a box with the white chalk that you will need for the ritual. Okay. I think it's got to be this box, right? Let's see. Yes, okay. You approach the safe and enter the code, but nothing happens. You try to remember the correct combination, but it seems you changed it. Fearing Lizzie's safety, the curious girl likes to look where she shouldn't. With a sigh, you look around the basement. You never had a good memory, so you had to hide the code to the safe somewhere nearby. You have to check it out. So, this one was pretty easy. So, well, once we figured out what to do. So we need these two, basically. So, what we're trying to figure out is, why is this one? So that one's going to equal twice whatever x is. So if x is 10, then it's going to be 20, and then 40, and then if 60. So it has to be these, right? We'll color code these. So this square is this one. Now we'll do the next one. We'll do that one in pink. So this one is going to be every y we choose. I think I have that right. Every x we choose is, yeah, that one's correct. Okay, so every y we choose, x is going to be 3 times as much. So if we choose 10 for y, x will be 30. If we choose 20, it will be 60. 30 will be 90. So this is going to be this one. And this one's the one that snagged us up before because I missed one when I was counting. All right, and then our final one is x plus y equals 100. So that's going to be 10 and 90, which is not an option. 20 and 80 is nothing here. 30, 70, 40, 60, 50 and 50, 60 and 40, 70 and 30. So it's got to be this one. All right, which gives us, so we'll go ahead and circle this one. So that's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is 4, right? I'm not missing one there, am I? The pink one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the blue one should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be these numbers. And the other code, the safe, let me just scooch that a little out of the way. So that one says something less than something. Okay, so we want 4, 5, 7, right? Let's see, is that right? It was. That one was probably the hardest puzzle in here so far. You can enter the code, you enter the code obtained at the tool cabinet and turn the knob. The door opens with a quiet creak. Inside you find candles, and next to them a gun. You almost forgot you had it. And we never hear about that gun again, which is so weird. So it kind of makes you wonder. But now we can do this. So we choose the crayon and the chalk and the candles. Now this is a different item, so let's see what happens. Do we get any kind of a different change already? You have all the elements required to carry out the ritual. You draw around the symbol presented in the book and place the candles in the right spots. You stand in the middle of the symbol with the chosen toy and you start the incantation of the spell. You finish reciting the incantation. You see colorful pictures before your eyes. Some of them could belong to Lizzie. The flood of colors and shapes makes your head hurt. For a moment, you close your eyes to control the chaos for a while, and when you open them, we leave the location. You see the basement has transformed. You are surrounded by medical equipment and Lizzie's hospital bed. She decided to lay down after another round of useless tests and fell asleep for a moment when she felt weak. Who could have known then that she wouldn't wake up? You walk closer. Next to the bed, you notice the patient's chart with the name of your daughter. Lizzie's medical history chart is filled with a list of items and some numbers. There's a red circle with the words add up in the bottom right hand corner. You input the total value of all the items, but the value disappears. You look around the room looking for a clue, holding the medical chart carefully in your hand. Surprised, you notice it doesn't reflect in the mirror. All right, so we actually do need to look at the mirror. That's our other clue. The reflection in the mirror makes you feel uneasy. You don't see yourself, only the objects surrounding you, as if you didn't exist here. You walk closer to the mirror. There's something wrong with the surroundings as well. So we have to kind of compare what is different in the two pictures, right? So let's grab our marker. Now this is different. So the picture is different. What else is different? So we got it's a mirror image, so we got to go opposite. So we have a picture here. We have books here. Now the clock is different. It's really hard to kind of see here, but this one is set for like 4:35 or something, and this one is 8 o'clock. So this one is different. Okay. The bear's the same. Monitor's the same. We still have a blanket and a chart and a doll. We still have this. The flowers are here. The bike is here. Oh, but this is not here. This is missing. And if I recall, that's the only thing that we needed different. But let's do a quick look and make sure. It looks like everything else is the same. Okay, so that is that's going to be, let's see if we can look on our chart and see what we need to add up. So what was different? It was drawing, so 4. Oh yeah, I turned those off. Okay, so 4. I'm just going to erase these because they're kind of in my way right now. We already have the stuff over here. Alarm clock is 54. Let's change that back to blue just to be pretty. Okay, so alarm clock. And then the other thing was the IV drip, 25. Okay, so 8 and 5 is 13. And then that's 8. So our answer should, in theory, just be 83, right? We got it. We're getting the puzzles a lot faster than the first time around. You hear a quiet grinding noise coming from the mirror. You think it's slightly tilted. Its surface got covered in mist as if you were suddenly in a sauna. You try to wipe it, but to no avail. The image reflected in the mirror is still blurry. You take the mirror. Okay, so we got the mirror. Now, this is a puzzle we can do. The defibrillator. The defibrillator lying on the floor looks like typical paramedical equipment. The EKG chart frozen on the screen fits the barely audible heartbeat. You move your hand over the buttons of the device. You have the impression that the heartbeat stabilized a little. Okay. We need one more piece, and that is that this? Maybe. Your attention is drawn to the yellow sticky notes on the wall. You used to use similar ones to leave messages for Jen on the fridge. These notes, however, are empty. For some reason, they're arranged in the shape of a pyramid. Okay, so that one's a different puzzle. Where was the other one? There's an eye chart here. There's something here. Let's look at this. The hospital equipment reminds you of all the tests Lizzie had to go through. A psychologist visit, MRI, blood test, and what if you're only deluding yourself? Okay, so we would have had to meditate anyways, so we're not doing too many yet. The surrounding blur, and you're carried away by the vision. You break down the bathroom door. Jennifer is lying on the floor, not moving. You run over and try to lift her, but she doesn't respond. You place your fingers on her neck, but you don't feel any pulse. You take out your phone and call an ambulance. Only then do you notice the empty bottle on the floor. Did Jennifer really do it? When you wake up, you see you're still in the same room. Okay, so we got to be careful. Where do we want to examine? Maybe it is here. Let's look. Okay, this is for the web puzzle that we have. You see an old, well-worn vision examination chart. For a second, you have the impression that some letters become blurry, but after a moment, the picture stabilizes and you can walk closer. So what we need to do is we need to figure out this one, right? All right. So this is going to be, we start here, so that's here. DE. Oh, it skips this. Oops. Let me erase that. It skips that. I think it's destroy, if I remember. Well, let's see. So we skip that. Yeah, DST. And then it goes over here. Destroy. Yes. Okay. So it is destroy. Okay. Great. We got that one. Something next to you suddenly hits the floor. Under the vision test board, you find half a Ouija board. You remember that similar objects can be used during spiritual seances. There are letters printed on the board, allowing the ghost to answer questions of the living. Okay, so now where is the other part of the EKG? We got the book there. I don't know if that helps us or not. There's so many things to look at. Let's go ahead and look at her side of the bed, I think. A familiar stuffy, Mr. Cuddly, looks at you from the shelf. Lizzie got this toy from Jennifer for her 4th birthday. Since then, it was her favorite toy, and at the same time, the most important memento she retained after Jen passed. You reach for the toy, smiling. It's nice to see a familiar face. Okay, let's look here, because I think this triggers that hat. Lizzie's favorite hat. When you got it, she would wear it constantly. She wouldn't take it off in kindergarten. Sometimes you would even wear it to bed. You pick it up. You have no idea how it got to this realm. Sadly, we now have to meditate. So this is our 3rd meditate. You fall as everything around you begins to spin. After a while, you're in the same bathroom as in the previous vision. From the next room comes the sound of children's laughter and Jen's voice. You go to the door, but an open medicine cabinet catches your attention. Jen's medicine bottle sits there untouched. Next to it, you notice another one, very similar, but with different pills. It's almost empty. Or it's it's almost empty. When you look at her description, the vision ends and you regain consciousness on the floor. What does this all mean? Okay, let's look at this. This is her drawing. This has to be an illusion. On the wall before you is Lizzie's first drawing, one with her favorite crayon. You destroyed it when rushing to work after you accidentally knocked over a box of juice. You wonder what of your daughter's other belongings you'll find here. Okay, maybe, I don't know. Where do we... There's only, like, 3 more areas we can look. The book, and then these 2, but we only have 2 options. And I think the book was a dead end. Let's look here, then. Ah, there we go. That's the other piece we need. You see a repeating signal on the EKG monitor. It looks as if someone's heart has been beating for an eternity. You feel uneasy when looking at the colorful charts. The device is not connected to anyone. What's more, the monitor's cable has been cut in the middle. Okay, so now we can look at this. So we need green, red, or green, blue, or green, red, blue. So is that just going to be 3, 2, 4, right? Because that's the number of heartbeats. Yes. You press the buttons on the defibrillator in combination shown on the monitor. The sound of the heartbeat becomes more intense. You think its rhythm stabilized completely. Whoever you are, thank you for your help. Now I can get up, you hear a faint voice. You see a goblet in front of you, full of some kind of green liquid. The sound of the heartbeat in the room starts to fade. The last thing you hear is the sound of the absorbed doctors and the scream of an unknown boy. Dad, I'm back! You take the goblet. Alright, so I guess we try... I don't know. Which one do we try? This one, I think... We look at the nameplate. I don't remember. I feel like this is a dead end, but we're going to do this one anyways. The ritual circle looks untouched. A book rests in its center. You have the impression of its pages being gently moved by an invisible wind. You bend over and touch one of the trembling pages, yet nothing happens. Okay, so that one was the dead end. Whoopsie. We could have avoided this meditation if I had remembered. It's okay. As the surroundings fade away, you prepare for another vision, but nothing happens. There is complete darkness around. After a long moment, you're interrupted from your thoughts by a voice coming from inside you. Say my name and I will cease to exist. So what am I? Silence. Okay. I hate that we had to do that. I would have rather have done that later on, but The second bed belongs to John. The boy is Lizzie's age, and he came to the hospital shortly before your daughter. They quickly became friends and used to spend hours talking about their favorite books. John would regularly visit Lizzie even after he left the ward. Okay, so that was a dead end too. So we have to combine something here. Oh, I should have remembered this. It's going to be the mirror. Okay, so before I think we chose the Ouija board. Now, what if we choose the goblet? I think we chose the Ouija board before. Let's try the goblet now. You look at Lizzie's hospital bed, aware that your journey has just begun. You feel a gust of wind before you. You turn around and see a portal where the mirror used to be. Unfortunately, you don't see what's on the other side. You read about similar passages in the book and know that if you cross one, there's no turning back. Should you go forward or stay here a bit longer? Well, we're definitely going to go forward, and we'll try and remember next time that we don't have to click those two things. When you cross the passage, your stomach twists. However, you recover quickly. Surprised, you realize you're standing in the ritual circle again. The surroundings start to ripple subtly, getting blurry. Is it your first trip between memories? You hear a voice behind you. Someone is coming out from the black curtain. They materialize slowly. You notice only the shape of a figure for now. I think this belongs to you, says the stranger. You look at the note in his hand. You recognize it was torn from the book. I think this is different from before. Oh, maybe not. Hey, I'm talking to you. Is anyone there? Hello, I asked if this is your page. So before, we decided to stay silent. Let's actually answer him this time. Yeah, you answered without confidence, wondering what's going on. What? I mean, who are you? You asked, hoping your assumptions are wrong. My name is Lucian. We got It's Good to Have a Company achievement. My name is Lucian. The creature presents itself. I found this in the memory zone. I don't need it for anything, but maybe you can use it for something. You must have lost it. Lucian grins, giving you a card from the book. Are you a keeper, you ask? Lucian shrugs as if the answer was obvious. He looks around the room. I'm looking for a friend. He should be somewhere around here. You lift the curtain, waiting to see the familiar mirror. Instead, on the wall, you see symbols of vases and drops of water drawn with white paint. Guests! It's been a while that I had guests. You hear the sound coming from the wall. If you want to pass, you'll have to prove yourself. Who are you, you ask? Shush, I'm not the one you're looking for, says the wall. Solve the equation and I'll show you what's on the other side. I'm curious if we can actually solve it now. Oh, he's here? Oh man, he's with us? Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, so we can solve this. So what does it say? 4 times 2 plus 2 equals 10. 5 times 5 plus 1 equals 26. Okay, yeah, so I mean, those are obvious. So I assume this means that this times this plus this equals this, which means we have to figure out what this is supposed to be, right? Do we have a hint on what it could be? I feel like we got triangle is 5, square is 2. Let's see. So triangle is 5, square is 2, which means water drop is 1, right? Okay, so square is 2. This is 5 times plus, which would be 2 times 5 is 10 plus 2 is 12. But that's not, oh, wait, no, this is going to be times, right? So 22, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So you do everything until it's multiplying until you get to the water drops. So then this is 2 times 5 times 2 times 5 and then plus 3. There's 3 water drops. So 10 times 2, so that's 20 times 5, so 100, right? Yeah, 100 plus 3, 103. Is that correct? Yes, we got it. You present the solution, but the wall doesn't seem to be happy. It remains silent for a while. I thought it would take you more time, but a contract is a contract. The paint disappears from the gaps between the bricks, a few of them fall from the wall. In the newly created hole, you find a business card of the doctor that was taking care of Lizzie's case. I love how he's just sitting here now. That's kind of a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and grab this. In the middle of the room lies the cracked half of the Ouija board. The pattern on the crack is the same as the Ouija board you found earlier. So that gives us extra energy, right? Oh, we should have used an extra energy. Oh well, live and learn. You take it out and combine both halves together. The room is filled with hundreds of voices begging for help and rescue. Between them, you hear Lizzie's clear voice. Now you know you're on the right track. Okay, so I know this is a puzzle we can do, and I know this is a puzzle we can do. Let's do this one. In the corner of the room rests a closed coffin. You try to open it, but the lid won't move. On closer inspection, you see cracks in the wood. Okay, and then what did we get with that? Okay, so we're still missing an object with that. This is the puzzle. When you approach the skulls, they immediately turns towards you. There are colorful lights beaming from their eye sockets. We don't know the order. Leave us, yells one of the skulls. Yes, leave us. If we know the correct order, we would not be here, says another. I want to go first. Me, says the third skull. No, I'm first. The skulls keep arguing loudly, completely ignoring your presence. You look around them, trying to figure out how to silence them. Alright, so we need one more object in order to solve that. I don't remember exactly where that's at, but let's see. What do we got? Let's do this spider web thing. The board on the wall seems old. It presents lines arranged at different angles and the numbers assigned to them. The whole of it creates a network of connections that you don't understand. You'll need something more to solve this puzzle, which I believe is the spider web. The spider in the middle of the cobweb is huge, but despite the fear, you decide to look closer. Food! You hear a faint moan from the spider, it seems. It's weird, especially given the number of flies caught in the web. After a moment, you notice the problem. Some of the webs are so weak that they will not hold the spider, and the rest of them will definitely break when it moves along. You now know why the spider can't manage to eat all the flies. Okay, so this one we have to compare, and we can't do the weak sides of the webs. So the little thin lines, we can't move on. So let's start at the spider and see. We want to get all the flies. So we would love to get something small. This could work, right? I think that one might be the only one that works. So we would go up, down, down. Okay, so that would give us this, right? Okay, and we're going to swap colors each time to make it easier to see. Now, we want something, what do we want? Maybe this one? I'm seeing this shape. This would get us these flies. Right? Looks like. Okay. Also, when we put it, that'll give us the order if we do it like this. Then yellow is... we're gonna have to go inside because this outer one is gonna have to be the one that we get this. So we have to go like this for sure. Is it gonna be this 6th one? In, out, I think so. Then we go along this way and then down here. So this one is next. I should probably write this down since we're about to recycle our colors. 1, 4, 6. All right, next is blue again. So, this is a problem. How do we get that one? How do we get that one? Huh. That is definitely a problem. Because it has only one, you would feel like you have to exit there, right? Because otherwise, how would you get it? There's no other way to get to that fly. That seems unfortunate. Is there another path we could have taken? I mean, even... like, we can't use this one from here. That's not the right... I mean, it goes down like this. That's not the right shape, I don't think. How would we get this fly? That one's a little confusing. Because if we skip that one... then we get... what could we do? Can we turn any of them? Maybe this one is not the right one. I think maybe that's not the right one. We need to figure something else out. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Now, I'm still not sure how we do that. But maybe we have to go around the outside instead. Potentially. So we would want to go out. We have one that goes out. We have this one. Now I'm not sure. Maybe 4 is not the second one either. I feel like this one has to be it, though. For sure. Because that's the only one that fits that shape. Even though we did this before and we have a pretty good idea, I guess it's still kind of easy to get stuck a little bit. We know what we're doing, sort of. There's nowhere else to go from here. We cannot go up because that's a weak web and that's a weak web. We have to go this way. So we have to have one that goes across like that, which is why maybe it's this one actually. Go across like that, then down, and then where? We would go... there's no horizontal one though. It doesn't quite fit that shape. So what shape does it fit? We go out. Which one would it be? Because, okay, so we got to get this fly, this fly, this fly. I know this one is going to be like this shape probably. It could be this shape. But I think it was because she still wants to get off her web, right? So I think whatever we do, I think this one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have to end up in here somewhere. The thing that's confusing me, though, is this little guy here. There's no way to get to him. Unless he's the end point, not the beginning point. Or not an interior point, right? So that could be a possibility. But where would we go from here? It's got to be across. And then there's no reason to go up. It has to go for sure like this at a bare minimum. The only problem is that guy. I'm looking at this web. Maybe we're wrong. And this isn't like the first one you go to. I wonder. Like, that's the first one it was before. But what if it changes? Because there's no other way to get to this one. This one is like this shape, right? And I feel like it has to be last. So where would we go from here? We could do something... oh, this shape, right? So we'd go up, and then down, across, up. That's this one. Okay. And then we do our 5, 1, okay. Oh, that one. We're making it pretty, guys. All right, so then we do this one, which is that shape. So then it's 5. All right. So then we do one where we go. It's got to be this one, right? Over, up, in. Okay. Which is 9. And then... Okay, so we did have the right first one. We just went the wrong direction with it, right? So 19503. There we go. Okay. We almost got tripped up on that one, but we got it. Once you know the safe path that would allow the spider to eat all the flies, you read it out loud. Thank you, guide, says the spider. Behind my web, you will find something that will reward your efforts. Indeed, when you reach behind the web, you find a piece of paper with an alchemical recipe. We have so many objects now. What was this thing that he gave us? That's the spider web thing. And then we have this. I wonder what that will get used for. But we do have both objects we need for this. Oh, that's the alchemical recipe. Okay, so let's go ahead and use this. The sound of cracking wood resonates throughout the room, and you see the more noticeable cracks on the coffin. The lid breaks in two, displaying a dark tunnel leading to the next portal. You can remain in the room or continue with your journey. Well, we'll continue until we run out of stamina. So let's see. What else can we look at? Let's go ahead and look at this. I think this is what, yes, this is what we need for the skulls. You know, the number covered board shimmers in different colors, red, yellow, black, green. You walk closer, wanting to analyze their layout more closely. So you notice the skulls have different color eyes. So that's the clue that we use here. So and they also have stuff like, some of them have blank eyes and a blank mouth, right? So we need to give them their numbers. So 2 blacks and a green is going to be this one right here, because 2 eyes and a nose. So that one, this guy is 8. And then this is green, red, and black, which is green, red, black. So this guy is 6. And then this guy, red, yellow, black, red, yellow, black. You are number 3. 2 reds and a yellow. You are number 1. Green, yellow, red. Green, yellow, red. You're number 0. And then green, black, yellow. Green, black, yellow. 9. Now that's not all we have to do though, because that's not the order. We have to look at their teeth. So you're first. So 6. Who has 2 teeth? Number 1 is next. 3 teeth is number 9. 4 teeth is number 8. 5 teeth is you. You're 0. And then so you're 6 teeth and you're 3. And there's 6 skulls, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So what was it? 619803. 619803. There we go. You read the color code out loud in the hope of silencing the skulls. In response to your words, they all fall silent and look your way. I knew I'd be first. You can take me. You deserve it, says one of the skulls. Then it turns gold. You pick it up from the ground. It's heavy, but you feel it will be useful. Okay. I wonder if that would have given us another thing for the portal. All right. We have 2 more stamina. What would be the most valuable to look at? I want to click here first. You mentioned that you're looking for a friend. What does he look like? You ask, approaching Lucian. Short with horns. He has sewing marks on his stomach. Oh, and he's plush, adds Lucian, as if this fact was of no importance at all. Have you seen him anywhere, maybe? You reply briefly, I haven't seen anyone like that. Okay, so we have one more. Let's see. And we have a couple more. This one looks like it's been ripped open. What was here? You look through the pieces of a broken vase. On its inner side, you can see a drop of water with an equal sign drawn in white chalk. Okay. So basically nothing. Let's go ahead and go through the portal because I don't think there's anything else of interest here. You fall through the small door of the cupboard into the next room. The door's padlock locks itself behind you. The room seemed to be the combination of two bedrooms, yours and Lizzie's. You have the impression of your shadow comforting Jin's shadow on the bed. You recall all the times you tried for a baby without success. When your wife finally got pregnant, the doctors were astonished. According to them, your wife was infertile. You unravel the carpet with drawn squares and a diagram ready to fill. This one is one of Lizzie's favorite puzzles. It's called Jumping Squares. You look at the black fields, thinking about the rules of their movement. You regret not paying more attention when your daughter was solving this puzzle. Okay, so this one was actually kind of tough because you have to figure out the movement. So we gotta look at where they're going. 1, 2, 3. So it's not that. We're going to look in relation to where they're going. So I think we have one going. I think this one might be going in a little square, right? Because it would be here, here, and then here, and then here. So I think that one is just doing this number, which means his next square would be here. Maybe. Then we have, let's see, if it's this one, jumping 2 around, 2, so the next one should be there, and then there. Yes, okay, so then the next one would be here. That would be this one, right? It's just jumping 2. And then the last one, what else do we have? This one is just going down and then around, so the next one should be here. So this one goes down 1 each time. And then when it gets to the bottom, it starts going across the bottom. So the next one is there. Okay. So what goes there? Okay. So that's the second. It is going to be less than, less than, less than. So 5, 6, and then 15. 5, 6, 15. There we go. Easy peasy. You complete the layout and immediately see how the carpeted surface begins to change, as if someone was working on it with an invisible needle. After a while, embroidered figures and colorful patterns appear on the fabric. All right. Now, what do we want to look at? Now, I know this one is a thing, so let's look at this. You see the familiar antlers that once hung at your parents' house. It was your father's souvenir from the times you went hunting together. At least, that's what you think at first glance. Someone screwed additional antlers with loose bolts to the original head and described their work with numbers. As if it wasn't enough, there's an occult symbol on the animal's skull. Okay. So we have everything we need for this, so let's look at this. Now, this was related to the bedpost, right? So this one is kind of, I feel like it's difficult to see. 163 for the first one. What do we see here? I think that's a 6 I'm seeing. I think. The next one, 274. What do we see? I think I'm seeing a 4 there. We'll try that. 893. I mean, that would just be that, right? I think. Or is it? Maybe it's not. Let me look at that again. I mean, maybe. We'll try 8 for now. It could always be wrong, but that one's a little difficult. All right, next one, 382. I don't know. It also kind of looks like an 8. But maybe that one's a 3? Because how would you do it on a bedpost? Let's try a 3 for that one. 714 for the next one. What do we see? I see a 7. And the last one, 694. Is that a 4? I don't know if these are right. Let's see. 6, 4, 8 374. Might not be right, but let's give it a try. This one I feel like is difficult just because you can't zoom in any more than that. 374. Oh, I typed the wrong number. 648 374. Okay, we got it. Nice. When you place all the antlers in the correct position, something falls from the moose's mouth. Find a golden dial covered with numbers on the floor reminiscent of an unusual clock. Okay. What else do we have? So this one was a really hard puzzle too. Among the vegetation, you see peculiar hunting trophies, as if belonging to a completely different world. Their heads are moving, gazing ominously at you. Only after a moment you notice they aren't looking at you, but at the other corner of the room. You look at the holes in the wall from which the heads of the animals are shyly emerging from time to time. So both of those were useless. They weren't even part of a puzzle. What a waste. A sudden attack of pain makes you fall. You expect a painful memory, but instead you see Lizzie's hospital room. Loud sounds of equipment echo around and chaos reigns among the staff. Nurses and doctors crowd around the bed shouting at each other. Someone activates the defibrillator. After what seems like an eternity, the machines go silent and one of the doctors says, "We were lucky today, but next time we might lose her. They said her condition was good. You will have to give away something." So this was what Lucian gave us. So maybe that's good. A sudden attack of panic makes you... Okay, so that's what we just say. Now what do we look at? Well, we know this is good. So you stand next to a window with bars painted in different colors. You see a keypad behind it. All right, we need one more piece to solve it. Which I don't remember where that is. But I also know this is a thing we can do. The effect of lights coloring the water reminds you of something. You've seen a similar fountain during your trip to the theme park. Lizzie couldn't stop looking at it. The fairy tale fountain was topped with a statuette of a smiling character. The one in front of you, however, is decorated differently. There's a golden lower jaw on the top. Oh, you pull out the found skull and attach it to the lower jaw that crowns the fountain. So that's how we could have gotten some extra energy in this room. Okay. The water glows, presenting you with a vision. You see Lizzie in a hospital bed. For a moment, you feel as if she was smiling in her sleep. Okay. What is this? You check the drawer. It's empty. You grab the other drawer, but the phone rings. You pick it up. Yes? You hear a buzzing sound. Is the phone working? You look at the phone's dial with the eye symbol drawn on it. You take out Lizzie's doctor's business card. You dial the number, but instead of the desired voice, you hear that the number you're dialed does not exist. Okay. So we have a phone number, but what we actually need is we've got to convert it, right? So the eye is sideways. So if we want 4, we got to go left 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'd be 8. Okay, and then if we want 2, that'd be 10, right? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. And then 2 is going to be 10 again. And then 9. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why I was counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 3. And then 2, again, is 10. And 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. Okay. This seems familiar. So I think this is probably right. 3, 10, 4. There we go. Okay. You dial the number and you hear your own voice on the phone. Hey, honey, I'm worried about our little girl. She says she doesn't feel too very well. Can you take her to the doctor today? I love you. Bye. You remember how, even as a little kid, Lizzie used to have sudden attacks of fatigue. This was even before Jin had passed. How could you forget that? Suddenly, your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of the wind. It looks as if the grate in the window opened. Okay, now that's what we needed. So, we've got to... Okay, so we want... I forgot if it's biggest to smallest or smallest to biggest. I think we did... I can't even remember how we did it before, but we'll figure it out. So we've got... let's do the purple lines first. So now this is a mirror image, right? So so this connects here. So we have this, and then, so it's just 5. So purple is 5. Yellow, we probably could have done that in a different color, but that's fine. Yellow will be what? Let's erase these and see what yellow is. So yellow is this. And then it goes, okay, so this is going to be what? Like, wait, was that right? I don't think that was right. Let me see. So we go, no, it was. Is that yellow too, though? That's the confusing bit. I'm not sure. We have, okay, because this is these two. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. I gotta remember it's mirror image. Which actually might be totally fine. Like, it might be an 8 or something. So, yellow is going to be these two plus this. And then this. Yeah. Okay, I see. So, yeah, it's probably going to be, yeah, it's just an 8. So, yellow is 8. And then our final one is the pink. Let's erase this. And then I think we'll see what that number is. Pink. And remember, it's a mirror image. So it's going to be this down 2. And then it goes, it's going to be a 3. Right? Yeah, it's going to be a 3. Okay. So it's either 583 or 385. Let's try 583 first. Okay, 385. Wait, what? 385? What? Excuse me? 385? 3, okay. Did I trace it completely wrong? Confused? Alright, let's try this again. Mirror image. So that one is clearly a 5. Unless it's supposed to be backwards, which I suppose could be the case. I bet that is. So, is it? No. Because then the 3 would be backwards. That's got to be a 5. Alright, so let's do the yellow one then. So, mirror image is this. And then we have, this comes down. We have this is down, goes across. And then we have this. Oh, wait. Oh, it's not an 8. 3, 9. Oh, right? 3, 3, 9, 5. 5, 9, 3. 5, 9, 3. It was not an 8. It was a 9, in fact. You enter the code and you hear the rattle of metal. The drawer next to the phone flies open. You find a window handle inside. You look at the grate, but there's no place that you could use it. Okay. Do we have anything here that we're using yet? No. All right, so we press on. Now, I know that there's a puzzle related to that, but where is it exactly? I don't know. Let's look over here. There's a creepy picture above the bed. Oh, I think this is just a waste. It reminds you of the Halloween that the three of you spent as a family. You took Lizzie on a trip, and when you got back, you found an occult symbol on your door, the same one decorating the cover of the book. For you, it was just a prank, but Jennifer was shaken. She couldn't recover for a couple of days. You sit on the edge of Lizzie's bed. It looks just like you remembered, with one exception. The metal finishing is unusual. When you look closer, you know... Okay, so both of those are a waste. That's frustrating. Let's look over here. There is a locked jewel case on the dresser where Jen used to keep her jewelry. Under it are geometric figures with cut holes. You look around and wonder if you'd seen similar shapes before. Okay, so that's what we needed for this. So now the way this works is, so we're looking for the number of holes. So, for example, this is what we want first, which is the chicken. What does a chicken eat? It eats a worm. So we gotta look for the tiny holes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5. Now the square is the cat. The cat eats mice. We look for the medium holes, which is 3. And then the wolf eats the rabbit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 3, 4. This puzzle took me so long before. It's ridiculous. You open Jen's jewel case. Instead of an expensive jewelry, you find a toilet plunger. Oh boy, a toilet plunger, just what I always wanted. And still nothing we can do, so sadly we have to meditate. You feel sick, anticipating another attack. You look around for a comfortable and safe place, but nothing happens. However, in the corner of the room, you notice a man dressed in a female maid's outfit, humming to himself as he dusts himself. He suddenly stops, looking at you. He smiles at you and says, "Ah, there you are. I saw you looking everywhere. Please leave everything tidy." Before you can answer, he hands you a duster and went out through the wall. We get the peculiar duster. I'm like, okay, my guy. All right, there's not much else to look at. I guess we look here. The bed you've been sharing with Jen reminds you of all her sleepless nights. There were times when she had trouble sleeping due to headaches that no pills could help. So that was a waste. There's so many wastes in this room. Frustrating. The padlock has an unusual construction. It doesn't have a keyhole or number dials. You look at it from all angles. You have no idea how you would open something like this. Well, I guess we have objects, right? Objects that will help us. So we have 2 objects that will help us. What can we open this with? The rug, obviously. Plunger or handle? I feel like we used the handle before. Let's use the plunger this time and see what happens. All right. Behind you, you hear the sound of a key turning in the lock. The padlock of the cabinet through which you entered the door opens with a painful creak. Inside the cupboard, you see another portal. You have to decide once again if you want to continue forward. Well, yeah, of course we do. We've done everything else here. All right, we finally made it back to the kitchen. Oh boy. You enter another tunnel. You see blue and red lights in front of you. They remind you of ambulance lights. You found her like this. Did she take anything? You hear the doctor's voice in the darkness. Migraine pills. She had problems. Could she have overdosed, doctor? The question is left hanging in the air, and you remember when you found Jen on the bathroom's floor. Meanwhile, the tunnel ends, sounds disappear, and you find yourself in a room that is confusingly similar to the kitchen. You look at the spot that you came from, but instead of the passage, you see a small staircase in the cupboard under the sink. Alright, so, let's look at the fridge, because that's where we want to go, right? You approach the refrigerator and grab the handle. You pull at it with all your might, but the door is locked. Your attention goes towards 3 knobs marked with numbers, next to which are some symbols. So we gotta find all these pieces. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to remember where I saw them all. Let's look here. The mirror reflection is confusing your senses. At first glance, everything seems normal, but it's not. The scratches on the table look completely different in the reflection. Okay, we got that. What else do we need? Is it this? There is something glittering between the trash. You walk closer and pick it up. That's another cog. You wonder what use it could have. Okay. And then let's look here. You hear Jin's happy laughter coming from the manhole. You run closer. You try to lift the manhole cover, but it's too heavy to even move. After a while, the laughter dies, and you have to face the depressing silence again. So that one's a waste. This is one we need. The prie-dieu in the kitchen takes you completely by surprise. Jen was never overly religious. When you get closer, you see colorful circles and math symbols. Okay, I thought it was one that we needed. I guess it was a waste again. Resigned, you sit down against the wall, getting ready for another vision. This one comes quickly. Same bathroom, another day. In the mirror, instead of yourself, you see Jen. Are you in her memory? After a while, the mirror funks up and you draw a symbol on it. When you finish, you see a hooded figure instead of your wife's reflection. You recognize that face and horns. Hello, Jennifer. We're glad you finally decided to contact us. You scream, snapping out of your trance. Jennifer had contact with keepers. Okay, we know that though. So, but we also had contact with keepers. So, I don't know. The empty gallows under the ceiling arouse anxiety. One of the nooses is broken as if something tore it down. Okay, so now we need 3 more clues. Is it this? You bend down and open the cupboard with the pots and pans. Between them, you notice a protruding piece of torn rope. You grab it and slowly pull it towards you. From between the pots, you see the other end finished with a noose. Okay, so you have to check it out. Okay, so we need 2 more pieces to the puzzle. What else do we need? Let's look here. Under the cobweb, you find 3 corkboards wrapped with twine marked with letters. Looks like the creation of a total madman. You take the boards from the wall, trying to place them on the floor. In the same way they're hanging, you're careful not to tangle the crossing twine. Okay, this one was tricky. So what we had to do, let's do start. So what tripped me up before was I thought we could only use each piece once, but no, that is not in fact the case. So it says flip, and then we try and find where flip all, and then we have C all, flip all cards. We're gonna need to find S, all cards, except we need a PT, except T, except we're just alternating this one, except the one, and then wait, except for the one, is it this one? No, except for the one with what? Start. Okay, so flip all cards except for the one with start. So we flip these. Now we start here, and we have FLAME, flame. This one maybe? Flames, TEL. Is that gonna be tell? Flames tell why? Tell you? To flames tell you to... Flames tell you to what? See? Flames tell you to... Wait, this one. Flames tell you to call a... To call and W. To call in, is that going to be like right? To call in right? Call and write what? I honestly don't remember. Call and write in... write in... Where does this one go? Write in REF. REF. Wait. To call and write. Where does this one go? Call and write. Oh. Call and write Inferno. That's what it is. Inferno. I remember now. Because I was like, Infern, and then I didn't see the last O for a long time. You read the password. The room becomes shrouded in mist. In the mist, you notice Jennifer and Lizzie's memories, playing together, picking up the girl from kindergarten, the first not-so-successful cooking lessons. The memories go away, but the smile stays on your face. Okay. Now, what else can we look at? I guess we look here, maybe? Let's look here. Okay. There are several scratches with peculiar shapes on the table. Okay. So that's going to go here. Okay, so this one is 7. Is that going to be this? I think. Maybe. Maybe. We're still missing a piece anyways. Let's see. Let's look here. The sink looks unusual, mainly due to the number of taps and drains. You turn on one of them. You hear the sound of water in the pipes, but nothing happens. You try to turn on other taps, but the result is identical. Okay, so that's our final piece, which is going to be the water one, right? So, now this one confused me so much because I didn't know what to do with this. I thought we had to match them or something, and I was so confused. And I think it wasn't it just like we made it too hard? We just had to do this, and it was just 5, like after all that. I think so. And then the last one. What is this? Okay, so that is related to the ropes. So we have yellow plus green. Hi. Okay. Yeah, it was the number of twists on the rope, right? So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 on the red one. So that one was 6. 1, 2, 3 on this one, I think, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 5. So 5 plus 8, which is 8, or 5 plus 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 times 6, 48. 48. Oh, that's going to be this one. Right? 48. And then the other one is 7, I think. Because we had mixed that up before. 5, 48, 7. 5, 7, 5, 7, 48. Okay, maybe I have the number of coils wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why did I say 5? Maybe I thought, okay. So if it's only 4, then that's going to be 3 plus 4, 7. So that's 42. 5, 42, 7. 5, 42, 7. 5, 7, 42. Okay. Can I expand that any more? 1, 2, 3. That is clearly 3. So that one is right. 1, 2, 3. I feel like that's 5 though. Oh, we didn't do order of operations. That's the problem. We didn't math right, guys. All right. It's getting late. You can tell when brain no longer worky. So if it is 5 times 6, we gotta do that first. So that's 30. So 33, right? It's either going to be, if it's 5, then that would be 33. If it was 4, then that's going to be 6 times 4 is 24, which would be 27. I'm not sure which one it is because it's really hard to see. It could be 4. 2, 3, 4. Now that I'm looking at it, so let's try 527.7. 527.7. Okay, that was it. You place the knobs in the correct position. The fridge door bounces open. A wider and wider stream of white light seeps through the crack in the door. You hear a familiar melody coming from the refrigerator. Jennifer humming Lizzie's favorite lullaby. You see someone's hand on the door and a fluttering medical coat. Your daughter's doctor comes out of the refrigerator and the door behind him slowly closes. Here you are. I finally found you. I need you to answer a few questions. If you want to save your wife, there's no time to lose. Okay, so before we chose the fridge doors are almost shut. You sprint towards the fridge, but over your shoulder you scream, "Yeah, sure, but give me just a second." Or you take a last glimpse at the closing fridge door and you answer, "Sure, doctor. What is it? How can I help you?" Let's see what happens if we choose this one. We might end the game here. Who knows? All right, follow me. There's no time to explain. The melody fades away when the refrigerator door closes. You want to talk, you say. Or you wanted to talk, you say. The doctor nods slightly. Walls have ears here. We should talk somewhere else, he says, going back towards the refrigerator. He effortlessly lifts the cover of the drain as if it did not weigh anything. You notice a ladder going down the drain. Follow me. You look down at the descending doctor and wonder what to do. Oh, well, we didn't go here before. Is this going to be a new place? Oh. You decide to follow the doctor deeper in the drain. After a couple of steps, you feel the ground under your feet again. You find yourself in your bathroom. In front of you, Jen is sitting on the floor. There are pills surrounding her. You have the feeling of deja vu, as if you were reliving the moment preceding her death. "Jen, is it really you?" you say softly, but your wife doesn't seem to hear you. You get closer to Jen. On the floor, you see a vial of Lizzie's medicine that she used to take when she was younger. "I really didn't want to do this, Sammy," your wife suddenly whispers. You see sadness in her eyes as well as determination. "We were supposed to be happy together. That's what the book promised me." And finally, the ghosts will have to keep their promise, she says with a non-typical firmness. She looks at you and takes something out of a pocket. "I'm begging you, Sammy, listen to me." She sounds really sincere. You want to look her in the eyes, but she's avoiding you. You decide to listen to her. You want to trust her. "Jen, please, tell me what I have to do to save our daughter." Or you can't do it. An uneasy feeling makes you doubt everything around you. You fight away your remorse as you release yourself from Jennifer's grasp and turn away. So even though we haven't been in this situation before, we did decide not to trust our wife before because she messed with the book before. But really that's casting stones, because where are we? So let's trust her. She's already been through this. She might have some experience. Let's see what we have to do to save our daughter. You remember that you saw a similar object somewhere. The bottle with Lizzie's medicine. Wasn't it among your wife's spilled pills? You have to take it and drink it when the right moment comes, says Jen. "What is it?" you ask hesitantly. "Trust me, Sammy. I would tell you everything if I could, but they can hear it." Jen looks around nervously as if she was expecting someone to actually be eavesdropping. Suddenly she freezes and does not speak anymore. It looks as if she fell asleep. You take the vial. Alright, so we have the vial. I don't know when we will use it, but we are collecting up quite the inventory. Now this is a totally new area, so we get to explore everything now. What is this? You try to move the grate, but it turns out to be locked with a coded padlock. Directly behind it is a sewage tunnel. You try to get your vision used to darkness, but you fail. Whatever is there, it has to be hidden in deep darkness. Okay, what about the toilet? There is a pink piece of paper attached next to the toilet handle. It reminds you of a multiplication table. You look at the presented system, trying to understand the relationship between the individual cells. Okay, so we need one more piece to understand this. Is it going to be related to her pills, or could we look at the bathtub? Standing next to the bathtub, you hear the shrill screech of the cuckoo. Your attention is drawn to the purple clock in the corner of the room. Its single hand seems to be too long. Oh, this is another puzzle. Okay, so we gotta meditate. Oh, we know this guy. As you're wondering what to do next, someone puts a hand on your shoulder. You jump and turn around. Behind you stands a short man in an elegant suit. Seeing your reaction, he takes a step back. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, but quickly, because my very presence here is breaking the rules. I see that you need help. Meanwhile, I enjoy exploring other people's memories. It's my weakness, an addiction, you could say. I will help in exchange for one of them. Agreed? Okay, you don't know if you can trust him, but everything indicates you have no choice. Oh, really? That's unfortunate. So I wonder what would happen if we played like the perfect game and we didn't have to give that away. That sucks. She just like wasted her efforts on us. I feel bad about that. You approach the sink, noticing a gaping hole in the floor. It looks as if someone ripped out one of the tiles. Okay, well that was a waste. Let's look at the pills. The pills on the floor remind you of the circumstances when you found Jen. She was laying on the floor surrounded by many colorful pills, probably for chronic migraines. They have fallen out of the bottles before she lost consciousness, so that also is a waste. Sad. What about this toilet? The toilet is on a raised platform as if it were a throne. There are skulls on both sides. Ah, it's you. I might have known. No one else would check this memory. Shush, don't talk to this human. You will get the keepers upset. Another skull screams with obvious irritation. The first skull ignores its outburst. It addresses you calmly. We lost the king's scepter. Have you seen it anywhere? Oh. You pull out the previously found toilet plunger and place it next to the skulls. Okay. So now we know what that's for. Interesting. Yes, finally, the king's lost scepter, one of them yells. Come closer to get your reward. You stand over the toilet. You see a kind of vision in the water. You see Lizzie leaving the hospital and hugging you. Interesting. Will that be something that's true, I wonder? What's in here? You pull on the handle attached to one of the tiles. Under it, you find a complicated hydraulic system described with numbers. Interestingly, the pipes turn. You have to check it out. Can we actually interact with this? I don't think... Can we... We cannot actually do this. Okay, so it obviously... This is a little bit annoying that I guess we have to draw. So we turn that one this way. This one goes this way. And then this one has to go this way. This one goes this way. Then this way. No, that one won't work. Because the only way this one will go is straight, which means it's got to go like that. Which means it's got to go through here. And then here. 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 Which means this one, these two are incorrect. And it should just be this, right? So that's going to be 2, 3, 2. What number is this? 9. 9. And I, again, can't tell what number this is. All right. What number? Oh, 4. That's a 4. 9, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, 7. Okay. Is that gonna cover it up? No, not all the way. 2, 3, 2, 9, 9, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, 7. Incorrect. 2, 3, 2, 9, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, 7. Did I read the numbers correctly? 2, 3, 2. Is that maybe a 6? No, the dot's on the bottom. 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, 7. Do we have to somehow use all the pipes? Maybe we have to use all the pipes. I don't know. Before we do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so there's 11 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's way more than 11. So clearly we're not using all of them. 7. 3. Okay, so we know this is 7, 3. The only question is maybe that was the wrong way. So we know this is correct. Let's do a theoretical path now. If we do this, and then what would we do? And then that wouldn't work, right? Because if we went up, there's nowhere to go. So clearly that path doesn't work. So there's only one option here. It has to go this way. So it has to be... Oh, but that's a 3. I didn't think I had 2 3s in a row. Maybe that was my problem. 5. And then a 3. So 5, 3. And then 5, 4. So 5, 4. I think that may have been my problem because I don't think I had 2 of the 3s in there. 9, 2. 3, 2. 3, 2. Just out of curiosity, how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. I think I was one shy. 2, 3, 2, 9, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, 3, 7. Is that correct? Really? Did I type it wrong? 2, 3, 2, 9, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, 3, 7. And that's not it? Okay, what if this is a 6? 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 6, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, 3, 7. What do we have wrong? 2, 3, 2. Oh, wait, yeah, 2, 9. So I'm turning it this way. Turning it this way. Because we can't do this. That dead ends. It has to go this way. It can't go up. It has to go down. If we let's do a theoretical path this way. If we went this way, and then this one went, could be that. So if we did that, what would that be? 2, 3, 2, just like we have, but then it'd be 6, 3, 5, and then, okay, maybe, it's the exact same number of digits, right? 2, 3, 2, 6, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 3, 7. Okay, so I'm so confused. Well, if we come down here, 2, 6, 3. Oh, because we wouldn't be able. Oh, I'm silly. So then it would be 5, 3, and then it wouldn't work because it would not go the right way. Okay, so clearly it's not the yellow. That is obvious now to me. So then we go back to, it has to go this way. It cannot go that way. It has to go this way, only one direction. That has to go down. That has to go this way. If that goes up, over, yeah. If we went, let's draw a theoretical. If we went, this isn't going to work because if we did this, there's nowhere for it to go. So again, does not work that way. I feel like we have the right code, so what are we missing? Let me make sure I've written down all the numbers correctly. 2, 3, 2. I assume 9 because that's the dots are all at the bottom. If you look, all of the dots are at the bottom, so it has to be 9. 4, 5, 3, 5. That is a 3, right? Unless that's some other number. Maybe that's something different besides a 3? What could it be? Like, I was thinking it was an upside down 3. But what if it's something else? So it could be possible that this digit is something else. We'll have to look. But then it goes to 3, 7. So yeah, I feel like maybe it's that digit that's causing our problem. 2, 3, 2, 9, 4, 5, 3, 5. What could it be? Does it look like any of the other digits? Could it be a 7? Doesn't really look like a 7. Oh, maybe it's a 2. Could it be an upside down 2? 2, 3, 7? No. Could it be? I'm just gonna, like, seriously do this. Because I feel like, oh, we gotta start over. 2, 3, 2, 9, 4, 5, 3, 5. It doesn't look like... We're gonna try it, but it does not look like a 4. How was that a 4? That does not look like a 4. What the... You move some of the pipes and the water in the sink starts to flow again. Only now do you notice a blue book under the sink. Okay. Can we do something with that blue book? No, but it's a thing. We have so much stuff. What's over here? The joyful twittering of the birds suddenly fills the bathroom. You guess it's coming from one of the clocks. The face is far from indicating the time. Okay, so that's 2 of them. Okay. Oh, we gotta look at these too. That's gonna be the other ones. At first, the clock seems broken. The doors of the mechanical cuckoo are closed and the numbers of the face are out of order. And we know where the last one is. It's gonna be this one. You hear the creak of the door slowly opening from the corner of the bathroom. The cuckoo inside one of the clocks is trying to get out in vain. Okay, so what are we looking at? This one's pointing to 4, and it's got a little green clover. Is it actually oh, and they're out of order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be 5, maybe? I don't know. Possibly? This one is also out of order, but but it's all the way out. Or no, this one is all the way out. Okay, so if we put them in order of the cuckoo, this one is not out at all. So is it just the numbers they're pointing at? I could see it being either the numbers they're currently pointing out or the numbers they should be pointing at. So first we'll try the numbers they're pointing at. So that's 1, 4, 11. So 1, 4, 11, and what's the last one? What is it pointing at? Is that a 10? Yeah, it's pointing at 10. It may not be this. It may be what they're supposed to point at. Well, we'll try this. 1, 4, 11, 10. Oh, wait, I can't even do that. Okay, so it definitely probably has to be that then. So that should be 3. 3. That should be 5. I believe. This should be 9. And then the last one is still pointing at 10. But this is minutes, the minute hand. So if it was pointing at the 10, that would be a 2, right? Or it could be a 1, because that's where the 1 would be. I'm not sure which one, 2 or 1. 3, 5, 9, 2. 3, 5, 9, 1. Okay. I thought that the cuckoos being in the order would matter. Okay, let's look at the pattern. So it went from 1 to 4. 4 is over here now. Is there anything about how the cuckoo clocks are changing order? So like we have 6 at the top here, then 10, then 3, and then what is that, 8? But then this one has a super long minute hand. What exactly? This one is like all the way out. This one is not all the way out yet, and it's not tweeting. It's not chirping yet. So I feel that one definitely has to be third. This one feels like it should be second. And then this one is first. So, but it's not just a simple, what if, yeah, so it wouldn't matter because we only have 4 digits. I thought, well, what if it's in relation to the first clock, but then by the time you get over here, you're going to have 2 digits. So that doesn't really help. These are definitely hour hands, right? What would this be? Is there any rhyme and reason to this, to these digits? Does it matter? Is that a 12 or a 15? I don't even know. But that would be 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be 9. And that would be 1, but that's not it. 3, 5, 9, 1. It's not either one of those. Let me read the description again. At first the clock seems broken. The doors of the mechanical cuckoo are closed, and the numbers on the face are out of order. You hear the creak of the door slowly opening from the corner of the bathroom. The cuckoo inside one of the clocks is trying to get out in vain. The joyful twittering of the bird suddenly fills the bathroom. You guess it's coming from one of the clocks. Its face is far from indicating the time. Standing next to the bathtub, you hear the shrill screech of the cuckoo. Your attention is drawn to the purple clock in the corner of the bathroom. Its single hand seems to be too long. There's something about that single hand that I feel is important. Which I feel like it's saying that this is 10 minutes. Which would be 2. Which is why I thought it was 3592. Do we have it backwards maybe? Is it 2953? Or 1953? Okay. Alright. Well, let's get a hint. Because I'm stumped. Each clock has a face, a hand, and a cuckoo. Yes, we know this. The hand sizes should match the... Oh, that's the part we missed. Okay. So then... Okay. I understand now. So then it's 4, because the smallest hand has the smallest face, which is pointing to 4. The biggest one should be this one. So it should be pointing to whatever that number is. What is this number? 8? Okay, so this one is 8. This one... Are these the right ones? I don't know. Smallest hand goes here. The biggest one goes here. This one should go... Where does this hand go? I don't know. This hand goes to this face. Right? So this hand goes to that face. This hand goes to that face. So this hand has to go here, I think, which means it's going to be 2. So this is 2. Well, I don't know. We're looking at the hands. So the hand would be pointing at 2. And then this one would go here, which is 5. So we could do 5, 2, 8, 4. And that was it. All right. You move the hands and all the clocks start to work. Mechanical cuckoos come out of them. The last clock, however, doesn't have a cuckoo. Instead, a small book falls out of the door. You take the book. Oh man. Can we do anything with the book? No, it's still... We have 2 books now. I wonder what they'll be used for. What else can we look at? We still have that puzzle, and only 1 stamina, but I think only 1 thing to look at, right? That's got to be our portal out of here. Colored liquids leak from the overturned bottles, flowing into the interior of the soiled bathtub. You try to stand the bottles upright, but a sudden gust of wind causes them to drop again. You have the impression that the liquids will never stop spilling out of them. Okay. What? What? How? What? I'm confused. Is this like... What is this supposed to be? It almost looks like perfect squares, like 8 and 8, 7 and 7, but clearly that's not right. And there's nothing times 3 that's anything. How does that relate to the colors? Huh. I'm not sure. I think that is baffling. I'm looking at that and I'm looking at the way it's lined out on the paper, and I'm trying to look at this and see if somehow it's related. Is it adding colors? If so, what happens if we solve it? What is it expecting? I don't know. Could it be color mixing? Like, if so, what would we be even doing here? What? This is... What? What is this supposed to mean? I don't understand. We have numbers here, but how does that match over here? 1 and 1 is 2. Yes, I would agree. But then what? Okay, we have to hint this one. I can't even. I'm so confused. The floor has elements in common with the note on the tank. The floor has elements in common? Is it this? Maybe? What? Do we have more than just this? Am I blind? It's just these 2 things. What does it have in common? The only thing I see that could possibly be in common would be the tiles. But how does that relate? 1 and 1 is white. Maybe? I don't understand. Because this surely is not a grid. The only thing that is a grid is this, but well, if we look at it, we can see 16, 36, 64, maybe? I don't know. See, I'm just kind of guessing right now. I mean, I do see these tiles, but this is not an image of the floor. So I'm not sure. The rule on inputting the numbers in the squares is it resembles a multiplication table. That I got. I made a comment about that. But then it messes up here. Like this one should be here, theoretically. So something has shifted it, right? Because like ordinarily you would say that this would be like this and then like this, but then you would expect 9 to be here. And so clearly something is off there. But why? What does it have in common? I don't understand this. What? Colored liquids leak from the overturned bottles, flowing into the interior of the soiled bathtub. A sudden gust of wind causes them to drop again. I don't understand. What is this? This is so weird. This is the weirdest puzzle. Orient the black square from the floor in regard to the one on the note and find the values on the squares with the proper colors in the order of the fluids from the bathtub. What? What does that even mean? Where is... I see the black tile here. Is it talking about this? That... What? If that's it, that is the weirdest thing I have ever... The weirdest puzzle I've ever seen. That surely can't be it. Because normally what you have for a puzzle, everything is right here. There's no black square here, though. How do they seriously expect you... I mean, okay, so I see the colors, right? But, so for example, okay, so the black squares here, 1, 2, so if you have two blank ones, and then that's like a 2. But see, I can't write on this screen. This seems like the worst puzzle ever. If this was my image, that would be fine. 1, 2, and then 2, 1. Maybe I don't have to multiply it. So maybe I just have to 1, 2, and that's a 2, and then green is 1. Is that what it's saying? Green is 1? Maybe? This is like horrendous, a horrendous puzzle. And then up 2 and left 2 is blue. Up 2 and left 2, you can't do that. So what? I think this one we might just have to get the answer for, because the rule for placing the numbers is X times. That's great, but how does that relate to the floor? This is not a picture of the floor. This is a picture of the bathtub. I feel like this puzzle is missing one of its pieces, because there's no way that you should have to 9. Yeah, I don't even know how you would do that. That just doesn't make any sense to me. There's no way that you should have to figure that out from this. That seems like the world's worst puzzle ever. I kind of understand what they're saying, but short of having a screenshot and paint or something, how would you even do that? What they needed to have done is included this top-down view as a rotatable form as part of that puzzle, because otherwise it's just ridiculous. Let's move on from this one. We're in the final area now. The darkness subsides, and you immediately realize you found yourself in the attic. This time you're not alone. With horror, you notice two familiar figures chained to the wall, Jen and the doctor. At first, you try to walk to them. They are silent, but they roll their eyes as if they want to show you something. You follow their gaze. You see the gargoyles in both corners of the room. Okay, so they're tied up, and we gotta find something to untie them with. You walk to the doctor and your wife. Both are chained to the floor, silent but not gagged. You try to release them, but you don't have enough strength to break the chains. You have to find another way. So we gotta find an item. First, let's meditate. When you sense the vision coming, you immediately fall to the floor, and your thoughts feel like they are running away with you. You can't focus on anything. No vision comes, yet the stunning pain remains. You feel as if this world is completely absorbing you. Okay, so let's check here. This is where we can put the two dials we got. Looking at the mechanism on the wall, you notice it's missing a few elements. Some of the missing gears left only a shadow. Okay, so this one should be pretty quick to solve. I think we gotta line up the lines here and figure out which one goes where. So this one is pointing to 5. This is pointing to 8. I'm trying to remember how we solved this one. It was like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So either way, that's what it was. I don't know what the proper way to solve this. I'm actually we might look at the hints, because the way we did it is either way it's 3, and then we just did either or, right? For this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's actually not a number there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or maybe it was this. It was either 8 or 5, and I think it was 8. So it ends up being like 5, 3, 8, 8, I think, or 5, 3, 5, 8. I think those are the two options. But I want to look at the hints just so we can see what it was supposed to do, because I'm actually really curious. Place the cogs. Yes, we know. All the cogs have to be oriented in the same way. Read the numbers in the spots indicated by the arrows. Okay, so it literally didn't give any hints whatsoever because we did that. Maybe it's because this is a bigger one, and that's how you know. Like, this is a smaller one, so it goes in the smaller cogwheel. That might be how you know. All right. So I feel like that's probably right. After placing the gears in the correct places, you turn them several times. The wall in front of you flashes as if someone was projecting a movie on it. The colorful figures change shapes and colors. You notice that you are looking at is the image of Lizzie's toy kaleidoscope. Okay, so was the key here? The chains entwine the table and cupboard so tightly there is no chance for you to even move them. There's a note with some symbols next to the padlock on the chains. Okay, so this one was a bit of an annoying puzzle. So we look at circles in D1, and it's these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the one where I did bad math on, guys. And then we look at squares in B2, which is 3. That is a plus sign. It is not a multiplication sign. Last time, I thought it was a I didn't think it was. My brain was like, it's a plus sign, so that means we multiply. All right, and then there's 2 triangles here. So that'll be 6, and 6 is 12. All right, not 36, as I said before, and got super confused. You enter the code, the lock opens, and all the chains immediately disappear. You slide the cabinet from under the table. Both pieces of furniture can are still be useful to you. Okay. Do we have them? I don't know. I don't know what we do with those books. I'm curious. Okay. We have like +2. That's crazy. Let's look at the carpet. The carpet on the floor is decorated with colorful, incomprehensible symbols. Have you seen something similar before? Okay, so we need to unroll the other carpet. Is that here? The rolled carpet with embroidered symbols on the floor. And we need one more thing. What else do we need? Is it this? You notice some scratches on the door above it. It's too high for you to reach it with your hand. You look around for something to climb on. That was the stool, right? Okay. You walk to the bars in the wall and look at the stool next to it. There is something written on the seat. Alright. We almost have everything we need. Let's do this one. Next to the safe with the colorful mechanism is a chair covered in cobwebs. You wipe it and notice something written on it. Okay. Did we do this one before? Oh, yeah, we did. But this is a different one, I think. Okay, but anyways, we need to line these up. So we got to rotate them so they look like numbers. And then we have to overlap them. Is it this way? It may be this way. Okay. So what would be the best way? We're looking at the green numbers. No, we're looking at the yellow numbers this time. Before we were looking at the green ones. This is going to be a different thing. Huh. Okay. Well, in that case, this looks like, how can we overlap these the best? Maybe we might need to rotate it a different way. Like this, perhaps? Yeah, and then we probably need to make them all the same size. 20194. 2019437. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Maybe 2019. What's a 1? 437. And then 6 at the end, right? Let's see. 2019 4376. You enter the code into the safe mechanism. Inside, you see a small ladder in its depths. Okay. Is that everything we need for that puzzle? Yes. Okay. I hate the chair. Okay. So we want them in this format. This side up. So this one goes up top. Drawer plus chair. So that loves the chair. Take me to the left. I hate the chair. Okay. So we have it like this. And then the order is 6. And then the top one, which is 1. What else do we have? Then it's the right side. So we're looking at the Roman numerals here. So this was the first one because it's the chair. Then the top we have the table. This side is the ladder, which is 9. Okay. And then this side, which is the stool. And then this one, which is 3. Right? Theoretically? 61923. Uh-oh. Have lost our connection here. What is going on? Let's see if it reconnects. Give it a second. If it doesn't, I think we'll finish up real fast, and then it'll be available on the VODs. I don't know why it's decided to disconnect. It's trying to reconnect. The recording's still going fine, so I mean, at worst case, we'll be able to see this on the VODs channel. Oh, it looks like it came back. Good. All right. Welcome back, welcome back. Sorry about that. Okay, so we had to fix this because I did not realize I wasn't reading this. So I hate the chair, so he can't be next to the chair. Take me to the left, so he's got to go over here. And then drawer and chair have to go here. So we have the code totally wrong because I did not read that. So we'll write the code correctly this time. So it's this stool, which is 9. Then the top, which is 1. Then what's next? The two outers. So this one, which is 6, and then this one, which is 2, and then this one, which is 3. 91623. That's what the code is. 91623. You stack the furniture, being careful not to fall. The structure wobbles, but it is stable enough to carry your weight. You can reach the door now, but before we do, I want to try and free them. What else can I do? I know the gargoyles, that's not useful. Let's check here. Okay, that's this puzzle again. The family tree drawn by a child's hand is missing one person. Okay, so this one is really easy. We just have to do it's a guy, because if you look, all the girls' names end in ISH, Arish, Fitarish, Narash, Fenarish. All the guys end in AS, and his name is Tartas, Lortas, Pavalas, Lortas, and they're all the same age. So all the guys died at the same age, so we just have to remember what that age is. So I'm going to pull up calculator. We're going to look at Pavlas. So 1891 minus 1824. So all the guys died at 67 years of age. And if he was born in 1883, we add the 67 years to it. He died in 1950. 1950. Easy peasy. No need to overmath that one. Okay, so we find the key. Now we can free them. You walk to the doctor and your wife. Okay, so now can we free them? Let's use the key. Holding the key in your hands, you wonder whom you should free. Did you trust Jin or Lizzie's doctor? Now, last time we freed Jin. Let's see what happens if we free the doctor. I'm curious. You decide to free the doctor. You turn the key and you see Jennifer vanish. The doctor gets up from the ground and lowers his head. I'm sorry we couldn't save her, he says with pain in his voice. He gives you your wife's death certificate, slowly disappearing in the thin air. You try to stop him screaming, but to no avail. You're alone once again. All right, and now with all of our many, many items, let's go through the final portal. You go through another passage. Lizzie's hospital room appears to your eyes. A creature similar to Lucian is standing in front of you, bending towards the girl. You want to go back to your father, it whispers. Lizzie doesn't reply. You try to run towards her, but your legs don't work. You feel as if you were deep in some kind of invisible, sticky goo, paralyzing your every movement. If you want to take her away from us, you have to make a sacrifice, says the keeper, approaching his greedy hand towards you. The ritual of awaking requires sacrifice. Our world demands an exchange. What can you offer? A memory? A keepsake? Or maybe you have something that can directly help the girl. So these are all, every single one of them are different options. Before, we gave up a photo of ourselves, and it meant we gave our soul. So if we give Mr. Cuddly, I feel like that would be, you're keeping our daughter. So I feel like that would be a bad ending. If we give Jennifer's death certificate, that's like we're giving her soul. What if we say, I won't give anything? You search your pockets for something that would satisfy the keeper. You have nothing you would be able to offer, I know, the keeper answers with disdain. I beg you, there has to be some other way. Without sacrifice, the ritual cannot be completed. I'm sorry, I told you this about 1,000 times already. You start to bore me, you know. The keeper snaps his finger and the hospital vanishes. You feel like you're falling in blackness. You won't be alone. Many more failed as well. The wretched souls endlessly wander in their memories, contemplating what they've done wrong. Then they forget everything and begin again to commit exactly the same mistakes, doing so without an end. You hear the keeper's voice. As he begins to leave, you try to catch up with him, but your body is too heavy. You're being pulled down. No, wait, I'll find something. I'll go back in my memories. Make a sacrifice, you scream, but no one replies. You have a feeling of deja vu, as if this happened many times before. Interesting. Okay, what I'm curious about. Can we go back now and offer a different item? Let's see. I think we can. So let's see. Okay. Let's go on. What if instead of not giving anything, what if we give Jennifer's death certificate? You take out Jen's death certificate. The keeper looks at the document for a while, as if he didn't know what to do with it. She conducted the ritual before, didn't she? I've seen her memories. She couldn't get pregnant. She thought that a child would bring you happiness, so she decided to carry out the ritual. She was lost like so many before her. She gave us her dream, went insane, and decided to kill herself. And you are giving us her death certificate? It's a very important memory. If someone died, they had to live first. Will this be enough to save Lizzie, you ask anxiously? Don't you worry about Lizzie. She's in the hands of the living, and so are you. Your wife, however, you gave the memory of her life, says the keeper, snapping his fingers. You wake up in the basement, and you immediately run upstairs and call the hospital. You introduce yourself and, terrified, ask about your daughter. We're very sorry, but Lizzie's condition remains unchanged. We're doing whatever we can to wake her up, the doctor informs you. Resigned, you go to the bedroom and stop dead. This can't be your bedroom. This is a framed picture of a couple. You look at the smiling woman in the picture, the one hugging you. You see a wedding band on her finger. You shake your head dubiously. This is a joke. Even though you try for a long time, you cannot remember anything about the woman in the photo. Interesting. So in that one, we end up not remembering Jen? Like, she's there, but we can't remember who she was. All right, now we got to go back and see what happens if we offer up the teddy bear. All right, so I feel like this also will be a bad ending. I don't know if there is a good ending. Let's head back in. Okay, so now we offer up Mr. Cuddly. I feel like this is going to be like, we're either going to doom Lizzie to be stuck forever, or she's going to be traumatized. Let's see. You give Mr. Cuddly to the keeper. The creature examines the toy from each angle, as if trying to determine its value. You will give this to me in exchange for waking Liz? Lizzie, you correct the keeper. Yes, Lizzie, of course. The keeper fixes his mistake quickly. It's a very important toy for anything valuable again, but this is your decision, he says, snapping his fingers. You open your eyes and see that you're back at your basement in the middle of the ritual circle. You immediately leave the hospital. You immediately leave to get to the hospital as soon as possible. You notice your daughter's room, and you notice her sitting awake on the edge of the bed. You run to her and grab her in your arms. You look straight in her eyes. You've never seen her so happy. You saved me. I remember everything, Daddy. I know what happened. You look at her disoriented. What exactly do you mean, honey? Everything, Mom. You and what you had to go through. Everything. Even you giving away Mr. Cuddly. The words are escaping you. You don't know what to say and how to react to all of this. But your daughter's not done. Dad, I'm safe. But we have to go back for Mom. Oh, man. So maybe that's the ultimate ending, is saving not only the mom, but not only Lizzie, but also Jen. So the story as we know it so far, Jen went through this ritual because she couldn't have a child. So I don't know what she gave up to get a child, but she did something where she worked with the keepers and then she got Lizzie, but then something went wrong and she went insane. So maybe there is a true ending where we have to save all three of us and then we're a happy family again. But we'll have to come back to this another time and figure out what that could possibly be. So I hope that you have enjoyed this one. We got to see several different endings in this episode. I don't know that any of them is the actual happy ever after ending, but we will definitely come back and explore this again in another episode. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch at twitch.tv/Liara27. I have my schedule posted in the about and in the description, and if you want to see which games we're playing each day, I post them on x.com/Liara27, and I hope you join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye. Alright, let's go back to the menu. Alright, that was definitely a cool game, but that is going to be it for today for us, guys. Man, that was a long one. I ran extra long, but I hope you guys liked that one. We are going to see who we can raid. Now, we will be back here tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Central. We are going to be playing a brand new game of Don't Starve Together with Night Flurry, and Math is going to join the team. So we've never played it with him before. So it's going to be interesting seeing what he will bring to the group. So I'm excited to see. Right now, I'm trying to see who we can raid. Let's see. Who is on? I see several people on. Just trying to see who we want to visit. Let's see. Let's raid. Drink tea with me. Okay, they're playing Ale and Tea Tavern. I don't know what that is. Sounds interesting. But let's go say hi. We will be back tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Central. As I said, we're playing Don't Starve Together. And then we're going to King's Quest 6. So, should be lots of fun. I have some ideas about what to do in King's Quest 6. We got to get ready for the labyrinth. So there's a few puzzles that I know for a fact we haven't done. So we're going to have to try and solve those. And then hopefully we'll have everything we need for the labyrinth. We'll just have to see. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you everybody for hanging out today. If you are watching on YouTube or Rumble, thank you so much also. And I appreciate everybody. And I will see you guys all in the next one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, guys, bye.